You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. You're watching Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. Sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. Your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Footy Fantasy Podcast. I'm your host, Bucci, also known as Zaza. With me today is Benny, Chelsea fan, and Ovi, Arsenal fan. As you can see from my jersey, I'm a Manchester United fan. I seem to be the only one proudly representing today. So before we dive in, how's everyone doing today? Ovi, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Another weekend.
Oh, good.
Nothing too bad. Let's see how things go.
That's great. And you? How are you doing,
Huh?
Benny?
I'm doing okay. Another weekend, another W. Nothing too crazy. It's like a collector's item in this group right now. Some people can wear their jerseys or whatever. All that matters is a W. So
I see.
mhm.
You're speaking like you're a Liverpool or Barcelona fan. Another weekend, another W. Like you do it every weekend. Like you just go and
Um,
pick it up. Like it's something that line down your fridge. You know. Anyway, the season is almost
um,
over. I'm sure that's why you're happy. Your Chelsea
yeah,
will soon end.
it's all contextual. We're both all in the same pot of you know beans right now. None of us is doing spectacular everywhere we are, except we're all in Europe, which is good. Except Europe has Europe, so I can't really say much about Europe. There's capital letter E Europe, and there's small letter E Europe, and then there's like whispered Europe. We just whisper it. That's so we all have our levels.
you, you
So
you said it.
anyway,
None of us said it. We'll leave it
so
at
fine.
that.
Let me insult myself before you guys insult me. Let me just start myself here. Now you have no power over me.
Oh my gosh.
So, viewers, please, you're welcome to leave a comment. Your comments will be picked up. We're going to read it out here live. Please, if you're watching, thank you. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's Footy Fantasy on YouTube. That's FOOTIE Fantasy. It's the same on Instagram. It's quite different on Twitter. It is Footy AD Fantasy. And that's really it. Please don't forget to share our content. Don't forget to subscribe. And please, we're expecting your comments. Uh, Benny, you just changed your. Okay, what's it now? Am I blue? Am I blue? You'd be too. Oh, goodness gracious, man. Chelsea
It's
fans, you
it's
guys
it's
suffering.
actually
I used to think it was Aston fans.
no. It's actually a song lyric. You see, but then again, I don't expect Man U and Arsenal fans to be sophisticated enough to know classic songs. Am I blue? Am I blue? You be too. It's a song lyric. And I'm sure people watching, if there's anybody watching, they will know this because there's sophisticated viewers out there.
Okay, I see. Uh, did you watch the Champions League semifinals?
I actually did. I watched both.
Okay.
It was
Oh,
yeah, it was really good games. Really good games. Particularly enjoyed the. I don't know if we're going into the section right now, but let me just a little.
yeah, let's dive in.
Particularly enjoyed the Inter Milan Barcelona tie was probably my favorite, just because you could see just it's like white collar bros versus like blue collar folks. Because Inter Milan they came there obviously knowing that they had a lot against them, but they wanted to keep that shape and those two sharp goals. It was, and after Barcelona considered two, like in quick succession in 20 minutes, I think I was like, okay, this is going to be a good game, and it ended up being, I think, the better of the two games. And the Arsenal PSG game, which I've bet a lot of people that PSG was going to beat Arsenal, like over both ties. So it looks like my bet is still on track. Right now, their savior is Partey. Like every Arsenal fan I hear keeps saying, "Oh, Partey didn't play. Partey didn't play." And I'm actually going to go ahead and make a prediction. The first goal Arsenal concede, or one of the goals Arsenal concede, Partey will be directly involved in the error there, because you guys forget. You seem to forget that guy is prone to error making sometimes. You seem to forget that. So if he's your savior, or he'll be responsible, maybe indirectly, maybe not directly, but close. Those you guys concede. But yeah, let me stop there for now.
Ovi, did you watch the games? I I know you're going to start with the Arsenal game, so
I mean, I watched the games, both games actually. I was for the Arsenal game. I mean, I think it was a shock to most Arsenal fans, the early goal, and even to the team as a whole. So the first 20 or so minutes were tough to watch. But after that, I think the team came into the game and it kind of evened out. It could have gone either way. It could have been a draw. Arsenal could have won. PSG could have scored more goals. It was a good game. But the first, like I said, 15, 20 minutes were maybe were just them adjusting to positions or something. But it was a tough beginning of the match. But after that, it kind of settled down and both teams kind of showed why they are in the semifinals. So it was a good game. Yeah, I mean, good game for the neutral, but for an Arsenal fan, of course, we don't want to be losing 1-0 at home going into the away leg. So that's never a good tie, but a good score line going to the second leg. But it's still we're still out to play for this. I mean, it's all or nothing next Wednesday. Let's see how it goes. Then for the Barcelona game, yeah, I mean, I for some reason it was one of those games where I'm typically busy during the week with work, but it was a game I had time to watch. So I sat down and I watched it, and I was really impressed by both teams. Inter Milan with their efficiency, and Barcelona with their sustained pressure. It was a game for the ages for sure.
that's right. It was a game for the ages. What's it called? The Lamine Yamal, the kid who doesn't want to be a kid.
Yeah,
I mean, if I find out tomorrow that that guy is lying about his age, I won't be shocked.
but I mean,
Nah,
I,
he looks like a kid. He looks like
Yeah, but it looks like a kid, but his brain acts like the brain of a man. You know, he like
yeah,
with all due respect to other greats we've seen, he's more probably the most mature youngster I've seen.
yeah, it could be, and I also think because of his size, that helps a bit because he's not weak. Most players when they're coming up at that age, 16, 17, they're still very light. They're still feeling into their body. He looks like a grown man already.
Exactly what I'm saying. He plays like a grown man. He
So
steps up like a grown
yeah,
man. He carries a
yeah,
team like a grown man. He's doing a lot of grown man
yeah.
business.
He's physically
Yeah,
grown man. So
yeah.
yeah,
Therein lies the risk, though. I think that if they don't manage him well, he'll peak too early. Because I mean, look at Pedri. Pedri is one of the biggest examples of like overuse and like burnout that I've seen. He's still good. He's still a very good player, but in terms of like the progression from where we saw Pedri when he was 17, 18 to now, it's like he's kind of like plateaued, and he's not like going as high as we expected. And I think that's something you kind of expect with young players that are showing everything they have right now. Much better can they get? Is the question I have. But we'll see, Sha. We'll see. And
that's a fair
hopefully it
point.
gets better. And hopefully it gets even better, like to reach the heights that the Messi's and Ronaldo's hit, because Messi and Ronaldo went this like pivotal to games at this age.
No, they
So you
were
kind of think,
not.
okay, since he's starting at a higher level, he'll keep going higher and whatever. But then it doesn't always work out that way. So I'm hoping that's not the case with him. I'm hoping it actually just keeps going up.
Yeah, I hope so too, because it's quite a refreshment. It's good to watch.
Oh, it is, yeah.
I
Very
don't like
questionable choice.
Barcelona for a lot of reasons. But I mean, I think everybody here does not like Barcelona. I
Yeah.
believe every single person here, Barcelona has done something illegal to their team.
Very true. Very
Yeah,
true. The three
yeah,
of us
so,
here,
yeah,
Chelsea has a big one.
yeah.
Oh
So
no, no,
you
no.
kind of like, it's not that team you go and say, that's a team you want to win, but that's a kid you want to do well, man.
Right, right.
Screw his team, but him, yeah, he's a good kid to watch. I really enjoy the way he puts his stamp on games. But the Dutch fullback said, "No, not today, Lamine Yamal. I am going to be the star, Dumfries." And that
Dumfries.
guy really, he was. If there was another 30 minutes, Dumfries would have had a hat trick. The way he was going, it was like the next chance he got, he was going to score. So what it leaves for us is that the next leg, thanks to the no away goals rule, there's no away goals. So it's basically finally poised. It's one of those ones where it's looking like their star will be back. It looks like he will be back. What's his name? The
Martinez.
Laturo Martinez looks like he'll be back next game. If
Right.
he's coming back, um, they are very, very tough to be at home. I don't think they've lost this season at home.
Oh, they have.
Uh,
They,
huh?
they
I'm,
definitely they lost to AC Milan 3-0 in the
okay,
3-1.
I think that's the only loss then.
Right, probably.
I think so. I think they haven't lost this season
But
at home apart from that
then
game.
again, AC Milan, Inter Milan, they have the same home, so
They have
it's
the
not
same, so
really.
it's like a home
Yeah,
game.
yeah, it's
Exactly.
like a home game
So
for AC Milan. Yeah.
yeah. So that is a game I'm looking forward to. I'm not gonna miss it. I'm going to, because it's like we're saying, it's finally poised. I'm not going to miss Arsenal PSG because I think there'll be tears, and I like to drink some tears. I
Wow.
like to drink some tears. And oh my God, there will be tears I want to drink.
You-
But God, please let PSG win. I'm going to
Hey,
break. I'm just going to break character and say it. God, please let PSG win. Because if Arsenal wins, oh my
oh
God.
my
Ovi, you're a
lord,
nice guy. Ovi, you're the nicest Arsenal fan I've ever met.
he's
My
not that
God, you
nice. Don't
have the
let him deceive you. He's not that nice.
you have the worst fans on earth. Oh, God have mercy. Lord. I mean, everybody that was not an Arsenal fan that I know wanted Arsenal to lose. On every single football page. There's a football forum that Benny and I immediately Arsenal considered that goal. People just
Oh
started
my
creeping out
goodness.
to people started creeping out to talk. They just started creeping. I was like, wow. So this amount of people dislike Arsenal.
Many people.
Yeah, yeah. It's like God, man.
it's,
Your
part, it's,
fans?
it's part of our history. When we're doing well, we're being hated on. That's just part of our history.
No,
And
no, no. The
you
problem is that
haven't
you
done
haven't done well in
you haven't done
20
well in a
something
while.
years.
You haven't done well
So
in a
how
while,
why am I
bro.
still hating on you?
It's part of our history.
Is it
That's
the
how we
hate
know.
is
That's
the
how we know
hatred you're
what
talking about is old enough to
when
drink
people are
right now.
hating
The
on
Bible
us, know
to
what
Yeah,
drink.
this is.
yeah. It's nice. It's like they can't be hating you from that time. I
From that
I
time.
says
No.
Lamine is the one. Yeah, that's right. Actually, I'm already starting a campaign for Lamine Yamal to win Ballon d'Or if they win the Champions League because I think he deserves it.
Yeah, if they win Champions League for sure, he'll be one of the top
He
candidates.
has to be the winner if they win the Champions League,
Yeah,
unless they want to go and do that
but actually,
Ojora and give Messi.
he won the Euros, so that's true.
Yeah, he should be the winner. If PSG win it, then it should be Dembele.
Mm.
I think PSG and Dembele will play. PSG and Barca will play the final. That's my
Wh-
Oh,
prediction.
What about if Arsenal
I'm
win?
gonna
Who? Ballon d'Or.
don't worry
And
about that. It won't happen. It won't
the
happen. Don't worry.
system will
Don't worry
glitch.
about
Don't
it.
worry. The system will
Yeah.
glitch. You have.
Uh,
Let me direct
since
these comments at you so you understand what we're saying. Some people have one leg in Europe. No shade.
That's my
Think
guy
about
right
it.
there.
Yeah,
That's my boy.
yeah. Akinola
Akin,
Adigun
nice
said
one.
some people have one leg in Europe. No shade.
That's one leg with no
Just think
shade.
about it. And that leg is just the tiptoe. It's just the
Doesn't matter.
tiptoe.
Doesn't matter. As
This
far
one.
as there's life, there's hope.
Well, as far as there's football, there's hope. until Wednesday when it will be taken away, and then there will be no more hope, right?
And then the tears will be sweet. The tears will just be sweet.
Oh God,
Oh man.
AFTV will be sweet on Wednesday.
Mm,
It will be
lit.
sweet on Wednesday.
Mm, I tell you, lit.
Ugh. Liverpool are the champions. This time again, do they have asterisks? I think there's no asterisks to Liverpool's winning this time, or is there? Is there any reason why Liverpool are not all the deserves champions? Is there any reason why they don't deserve it? Is there any reason? Was it luck? Was it a shutdown and everything was thinking about people dying outside and Liverpool were only thinking about winning the league? We're just thinking about reasons why they shouldn't have been champions. Were they just lucky all their players and none of their players got injured? But
They
exactly is
didn't- I think
Yeah.
I think they had I had a bit of luck in that department, like no major injuries. Um, but honestly, I think that luck, or whatever, is very very marginal, given the achievements a new coach coming from a lesser league, so to speak, is like achieved by just winning it on his first try. Because honestly, it's not like they went and recruited like mad players. They didn't go out and get like this crazy good number of players
I don't
that
think
would
they
fit his
signed any
style.
player.
They signed Chiesa only, and Chiesa barely played. He didn't
Yeah,
play at all
yeah, they signed years on loan.
on
That's it.
loan.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
the fact that he comes in, sees what he has, and just like gets a league out of them and top the Champions League, whatever, even though they ended up flunking out to a very good team, which is PSG. I think that PSG was a fake number eight, a fake eight seed, but um, I think what he did this year is nothing short of spectacular, and I'm not even going to chalk that to luck. It's just genius right there. If it comes next year and like somehow destabilizes everything, then we can say, okay, maybe there's some luck to it, and we can dissect it. But right now, I'm giving him all his flowers, no asterisks. What's his face? And Slot, or however you pronounce it, did a terrific job, and I take nothing away from him. Nothing away from him.
Ovi, do you agree?
Oh, for sure, for sure. They are very well. I mean, you can't be 15 points clear on the league table and be looking for asterisks. It's they are they are by far they were by far the best team in the Premier League this season. Other teams like Arsenal can complain about referee decisions, injuries, but still, there's no guarantee that even if all those players were fit, that you'll be able to close this 15 points gap. I mean, the gap looks much worse than I think it should be because the last month or so, Arsenal has been drawing stupid games because they are focusing on Champions League. But still, the gap is still so much between them and the rest of the Premier League that there has been no austerity. You cannot assign any asterisks to this campaign. They have been deserved champions. On a different day, they could have gone further in Europe, but what I think it looks bad for them that they didn't go further in some of the other cups. Apparently, like the FA Cup, I think they lost to one of the very lower
Smaller
division.
teams.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I think they won the Carabao Cup, right?
they lost. No, they lost to Newcastle in
Oh
the
yeah,
final.
that's true. There wasn't.
So, but in the FA Cup, they lost to one I can't remember, Plymouth Argyle or some of those small teams, and
Yeah,
lost
I think it was Argyle or something like Pounce Argyle. I forget.
everybody. But I feel like even if we should rest everybody, you should still be able to beat the League One, League Two team. But yeah, but concerning the league, they've been brilliant. Salah has had the season of his life. He probably won't have it again, but I mean, we don't know that for a fact. All we know is
Nah,
that
it's not happening again.
yeah, I'm
Come on.
just saying, but I can only say the fact. The fact this season, his numbers were out of this world. I'm sure he's going to break all his previous scoring
He
records.
has broken all his records. It's not
Exactly. So
come on, like
it's
But we've said this for like 5 years now. He's not gonna. He's just a one hit wonder, and it's
no,
come on, guys. At
This
this point, you're
season,
hating. At
no,
this
I'm not
point, we're
hating.
just hating.
No, it's not hating. No. This season is
yeah,
not like his other seasons.
yeah,
The
this was
gap is too much.
it
The
goes
drop is too high.
and next season we have I think we'll probably have African Nations Cup again that might drag him away.
Slow him down.
I think this is next year we have African Nations Cup again. I'm not sure, but I think so. So stuff like that. But for this season, everything aligned. He was fit almost throughout the whole season. He barely missed any games. Rested one or two games here and there, but so they've played well. they have been by far the best team in the league. There's no. There was a time when Arsenal was trying to go neck and neck with them, but Arsenal didn't have the sustaining power. January was when everything just kind of dissipated. The loss of the key players, you did not replace anybody. At that point, I think even like I said, I felt the club did not have faith they were going to catch up, and they just didn't want to waste money on people they don't want to just still come second. And that's where I think they looked at it and just said, no, well, let's just write it off and then try again. But which, rightfully or wrongfully, it's their decision. When they gave up, people like me gave up to on the league, and I was a welcome surprise to have victory over a team like Madrid to give small hope into the season. But yeah, it was. But yeah, well, kudos to them.
You know what I think they say about hope, right?
Yeah.
It can cause tears later on. That make the tears a little bit,
I mean,
extra sodium in that tears. Extra
Yes.
sodium, just a little extra,
It can cause any tears you want to call, but I mean, for the Arsenal fans who were there and watched Arsenal beat Madrid 3-0, they will never forget that moment. And they will enjoy it. And they went to the ones that went in the bound and still won again. They will enjoy those moments.
I'm sure they were there to watch PSG win 1-0 as well. Most likely they were there.
They will go to PSG and see Arsenal win 3-0. So.
Yeah.
One quick point on Salah too. Do you guys think that his form this year is mainly due to the difference in style that Slot's kind of brought in? Because we all know Klopp's gegenpress, whatever, high intensity, counter. What's it called? What do you call that thing? High press or whatever.
Yeah,
the counter press, the gegenpressing, the counter pressing, and everything, and how much it takes from you, from all the wingers, how crazy those guys run. And this guy, Slot, in my opinion, has been a lot more pragmatic. I think that kind of factors into why there's not a lot of injuries. Like Jota, he got injured this year, but then it didn't seem like it's not comparable to the Klopp years.
And then other players to fielding.
Other players, yeah. So I don't think they like the stress on their bodies was that much this year compared to the previous years. I think that's probably why, in my opinion, that's just my theory. I think that's kind of why Salah had a little more to give, because they played very, very pragmatic. If you look at them this year, it's not like they played this like spectacular,
just they play very high efficiency football.
High efficiency football. Like, okay, we know what we have, we know what we have. We're gonna play to our strengths. We're not gonna try to, make Salah press back and forth anyhow like a mad dog. And he was able to focus more on offense this time around. And it was just very interesting, very refreshing to see like a coach just come with a very I don't want to say basic, but more traditional type of approach to, to tactics and strategy.
Yeah. It was, when you think about it, it was like the team. He had like a more team-based football. I'm not saying Klopp was not playing team-based football, but this seemed to be a more wholesome,
right,
tactics. The way he brought all of them together, but at the same time, he was still overly also dependent on Salah, because
true.
That's why the team playing better. There were a lot of games where if Salah was not scoring or he wasn't in the game creating those assists, they wouldn't win. I mean, and the reason why I was saying Salah's form is not, I don't think he can repeat it. It's not because I'm trying to hate, but this is not his best season ever in terms of goals. It's not even his best season in the Premier League, because I think he has scored 30 goals before. I'm sure he has. I think he has scored 30 goals in the Premier League before. He has even scored higher goals. I think there was a time he was the highest goal scorer in the Champions League. I think those were both in the same season, because I think there was a season he got 40-something goals. I'm going to check it. But this is the first season where he's topping the Premier League goal scoring chart and he's topping the assist table. It's like he's such a danger. In the past, you would just say, shield this guy, block him off the game, and the team is not doing well.
Right.
Man, it wasn't working. Seems this year he just had an extra gear. He would, go to the center, create goals. He was just, everything he was touching was turning to gold. That's what I felt like. And I'm not sure it's going to have that kind of season again next season. Is there any asterisks from my view regarding Liverpool? No. I can't put an asterisk to it. I always put an asterisk to the 2020 league title because we all know what happened. League was supposed to cancel. The FA was supposed to cancel the league and let everybody come back in 2021 when the whole world was normal. They forced these players to play football when they were thinking about their families. Some of them had their moms. You know what I mean? Some couldn't even travel, and they forced all of them to play football like this. And Liverpool was the only one with their heads set. I mean, that was the season that Arteta almost got fired, if not for COVID. And then COVID came back, and it also helped Arteta because Arteta would have been fired. He was on a run of 8 games without a win, and then they came back, and it helped him. We were supposed to win Europa League. They were supposed to cancel that, but we couldn't win it because just whatever. I'm not making any sense. I'm talking like Trump now.
Excuses. That was the year we won our Champions League too. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was
actually no.
It was
we won it after
2021.
2020 was Bayern.
Yeah,
where they destroyed Barcelona.
Yeah, and when they didn't give Lewandowski his
right, they didn't give him his Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, that's right. So we have no series to Liverpool. We're deserved champions. But I want to tell Slot one thing. The Premier League does this a lot. Sometimes it makes you feel like you're the best thing since sliced bread. Just welcome you.
It will correct you.
By next season,
to you.
This whole summer, managers are sitting down plotting every team that you beat this season. They're planning how they are going to. So go and try. Don't buy any players again. Go and say, I only signed because they signed one keeper that is coming next summer, this summer. No problem.
Right.
Yeah, just do that again. Try that. You'll be shocked. It will surprise you. And I don't think that Spurs, Manchester United are going to be 15th forever. It's just a temporary thing. After, by summer, they will be in the top 10. Most likely be closer to that top 5. So don't play. Don't say I didn't warn you because I don't like summer? You. This season is over now.
You didn't say by summer because it will just be based on alphabetical order. You can take it the same way after usually first alphabetical order until jungle mature. You can take the alphabetical order, whatever.
Summer doesn't end till when now? October.
You can extend it however long you want. You can extend it however long you want. The lot at Manchester United is not something you can just like clear out in one summer. It's not. It's not players. It's not about the coach. It's the organization itself. It's not players or coach. Yep. The sooner you guys realize that, the better for you.
This guy talking. Let me remind you of something. Last year, we were sitting down here telling us about the rot at Chelsea. How bad Chelsea was. How they need to get Bowley out.
Yeah,
these
I still maintain that.
Yeah,
I still maintain that. No, I still.
Did any of those things change?
No, not yet. I can't change that now. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
but I recognize the problem.
Probably going to finish 4th.
Probably finish 4th. I recognize that.
Something like that.
Again, 4th is not a title. I mean, you play Champions League football, yes, but I want things that you can remember, you can see, and say, okay, this is hardware that we win, that we won. The way the team is going right now, and I've been on this hill, and this is the hill I'll die on. They are not designed to win any kind of hardware. The way the structure of the organization, the structure of the way they're doing things, it's not one that is designed to win hardware. It's one that's designed to make money, and they're doing a terrible job at that too, currently. Yeah. And that's not why I like Chelsea. That's not why I fell in love with Chelsea. It's not about, let me come here and admire these businessmen's, money-making strategies. Because otherwise, I'll just be a Brighton fan if I want to do that. But they are not like designed with the amount of money that's in there to win trophies. And trophies can translate to, better money-making like moves. But clearly, they don't understand that. And they get in under 25 players and expect to win something. I'm still on that hill. The sooner you realize that, the better. Hope, because hope, you said it, hope is the thing that kills. If you don't realize the true problem, you start hoping on false foundations, hoping for good things to happen on top false foundations. Know the problem.
Do I look like a man that has hope? Do I look like a man that has hope?
Very fair. Fair point.
The only thing I'm hoping for is that we win Europa League, because that might be the only trophy we'll win in the next 5 years. At this moment, I said it now. Manchester United look like, you take out the top six, they've gone out of the top six and they've been replaced by Newcastle. So the top six in England are now Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Spurs, Newcastle.
But you can't call Spurs if you're removing Man United.
Can't call Spurs.
No. Spurs are still kind of better than Manchester United. This is their blip season. This is their very bad season.
Oh, they had a ton of injuries this season.
Yeah, and they had
a lot of injuries.
Manchester United had a bad season this season. That was worse than a bad season last year. This season is a terrible season, but last season was a bad season. And then if you take it further back, remember that there was a season where they finished sixth and they said that was the worst season ever. Last season, I believe they finished eighth. So they've been going down. Now they're 15th or so.
8 plus 6, 14.
8 plus 6,
yes.
14. Addition.
So next season, the way it's going, next season will be what, relegation?
Championship.
Oh my God.
So that's why I'm hoping for, because I don't know. There's a manager who has to stamp in his whole system. The players, you have to get rid of about 60% of that team. It's not going to happen. So
that's when you're just buying and getting rid of players anyhow, and anyway, continue.
Yeah, that's
and
why
players will go elsewhere and do better.
How many of them? A lot
of them now. What are you talking about? Lukaku did better when he left.
Look, let me tell you how the team was so bad. The team is currently so bad now. That's why players are going. Because if you leave Manchester United and go to Bournemouth, you will do better. If you leave Manchester United and go to name any team in England, apart from the teams that get relegated, you will do better. That's why, because the team is so poor. The floor, we're at the floor. So if you leave the floor, where you go, you can only go up unless you want to dig a hole. That's what's the truth. Let's not try and paint these guys. If they were that good, they should have been good at Manchester United. Don't go to somewhere else and claim the environment is good. That's why you can play. You should be able to play in every environment. That's just the truth.
No. What do you mean? No. Literally. Just no. Come on, I don't do that. No, absolutely not. One of the people that were so good outside, they came back and they became poor. They became bad. They started calling them cancers.
I don't know.
Ronaldo, you called Ronaldo cancer. A lot of you called Ronaldo cancer to the team.
That's what he decided to become.
He decided to become it. He left and the cancer remained. So who is the cancer? The organization is poor. Let's be honest.
But I think what they're saying is, like I think Wenger said this a long time ago. He said there are 10% of 5 to 10% of players that it doesn't matter where you put them, they'll
perform.
But the rest, system, happiness,
it matters.
Position, all that matter. But there are
training facilities. Yeah, exactly. It matters.
But there are a few select 5-10% of the players that it doesn't matter where you put them, they'll play well. So those are, and he pointed out that some players like that, and I think that's what it is. So of course, people are not buying the top 10%. So the players are buying are just in the remaining 90%. So once the environment is not conducive for them, they're probably not going to play well. So that's probably what's going on. So I think what they're saying is for those players that are elite, and truly just professional. Doesn't matter what's going on around them, they will do their own bit. And I don't think they're really buying those players right now.
Xavi and Iniesta will struggle in this Man U team. Xavi and Iniesta will struggle in this Man U team. I'm sure of that. Xavi and Iniesta will struggle in this Man U team.
Oh my days. But
anyway,
Bruno Fernandes is blossoming. Doing exceptionally well.
Just curious, did Bruno play today? I didn't watch the game today, that's what I'm asking.
No, they rested most of the star players. Bruno didn't play today.
So it doesn't matter then. But one more thing, the Chelsea game, is it that Liverpool are just still partying or what happened? I just saw the score and I was like, what?
Their season is over.
So
the season is over.
Okay.
And to be fair, Chelsea always seems to beat
Liverpool. Yeah, Chelsea have
I don't know about always now.
Match at least.
It's usually
but
like draws, a lot of
Draw,
draws or whatever,
those 1-1.
and then usually draws. Yeah, but then if
you
it
guys are
matters,
free
if it's a game
spoilers
that
to them a lot.
if it's a not recently, not recent, no.
Okay,
Maybe back in the
those
early
days.
2000s, but
Hmm.
not recently. No, recently, actually, whenever it matters, they somehow win. They somehow win. You go to PKs and they win. It's weird. It's weird, man. But
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense. So let's do a top five update.
Hmm.
That's enough about our teams. I
Mm.
enjoy talking about your teams. As it is at the moment, we have 3 games to go. Well, 4 games for one of the teams, and we've got 7 teams fighting for 5 spots. Actually, no, I'll take that back. It's 7 teams,
6 teams
six
fighting.
teams because
Fighting.
one is champion. So you've got 6 teams fighting for 4 spots, and we have Arsenal, Man City,
Uh,
Newcastle, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, and Aston Villa.
right.
Arsenal has 67 points, Man City has 64 points, Newcastle has 63 points, Chelsea has 63 points, Nottingham Forest has 60 points, Aston Villa has 60 points. 2 of these teams must drop. So, Ovi, I'll come back to you. Let's see who is dropping. Which 2 teams are going to miss out? Which 4 are going to make it? I mean,
I
I think Arsenal will make it. So let's not
think I
dwell
stop
on Arsenal.
eventually. Once
Right.
once this Europa is done, either win or lose, they can refocus and they'll get what they need to do. But I think I for some reason I think Aston Villa will not make it. Why I say Aston Villa is they are 60, I believe, and they are up to date. They played
Yes.
Forest has played one less game than them.
Yes.
So I anticipate Aston Villa not making it. I think they will not make the top 5. Um, I want Nottingham Forest to make top 5. I don't know if they'll make it, and it's actually sad to see the way they've dropped in about the last month or so. They lost like 2 or 3 games in a row, and that's why they look like they should have been already concluded, just like Arsenal before. But I would like them to qualify. So I was looking at them and thinking Tottenham Forest make it, but that's more of hope. And then I'm hoping between Chelsea and Newcastle, they play each other, I think. So one of them should make it, one of them should go out. Based on
Yeah,
that.
Newcastle plays Chelsea.
Next, I think.
Yeah, and then Chelsea also play Nottingham Forest
On the last day,
Yeah.
I think.
on
Yeah.
the last day. Yeah, that's
Yeah, so
probably gonna be.
I'm looking
Newcastle
for,
also play Arsenal.
yeah. So it's still that's why Arsenal will qualify because the other teams are playing each other. So it's not because Arsenal. I think I'll lose all their matches and probably still qualify. Because
No,
the other
no.
teams are playing. No, the ones lose all their matches, I mean, win Southampton in the last game, which they should win.
Okay, and we'll lose the other 2.
And
Yeah,
they will still make the top 5. They won't,
yeah.
but they'll make top 5. So I'm just saying. So the other 2, once they win one or draw both or something, they probably will come second or third at worst. If Man City wins all their games. So I mean, Arsenal will make top 5. That one is certain. They might not come second if they keep losing games, but that's where I am. I just think Aston Villa, they need to win all 3 games. I think for them to be, or at least win 2, draw 1, and
they need other teams to lose.
Yeah,
They need other teams to collapse.
They need Arsenal to beat Newcastle. They need Newcastle to draw with Chelsea, stuff like that.
Chelsea, yeah.
So once you start needing too many things, more likely.
There are too many permutations for them.
So, but for Forest, because they have a game in hand, I know they have Crystal Palace next away. So that might be that's the team my heart wants to win, even though I'm not sure if they can do it, but that would be the team I would like to qualify. And then let it be between Newcastle and Chelsea to slot it out for the last spot. Because I don't like either of those 2 teams. But yeah, I would love for Man City to be out, but the way Man City are winning games now, I think
forget about that one.
Yeah, I think they found form at the right time.
They found form at the right time, yes.
So they will be fine. Chelsea too. I mean, a game against Liverpool is a big win because you might say, "Oh, they are champions already," but yeah, it's still Liverpool. You won the game. You have the 3 points on the board. So that's good for Chelsea. Chelsea they were very good one time. Like looked like they were going to be for sure in the top five, but they had a dip, and instead they're picking up back again at the end. So they probably will make it too.
Yeah, they're picking. I think Chelsea is lucky. Their form is picking up when
Yeah. If I'm
Nottingham
going,
Forest is falling.
yeah, if I'm going my head, I would just say Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, and Newcastle.
Yeah,
But
that
like I said,
sounds fair enough.
I want Forest to get in there. So that's what I'm saying. With my heart, I want Forest to displace either Newcastle.
But your head is telling you
My head is telling
Liverpool,
me that
Arsenal, Man
there's
City,
too much at
Newcastle,
stake.
Chelsea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's too much at stake for those teams for them not. Newcastle wants to keep their players. They have to make Champions League. Chelsea, the whole system of their whole money laundering and spending, buying and selling is dependent on making Champions League. So for them, they will do all they can to make Champions League.
their
So,
manager's future too is dependent on that. If it
which
messes
one?
up,
Who?
Chelsea's manager, if they don't make this, he's getting fired.
Who is that?
Chelsea
Who told
manager.
you? Who told you
Oh
that?
yeah,
Yeah,
Chelsea.
they've been passing rumors about his job.
Yeah, it's
No.
rumors. It's rumors.
Chelsea and Newcastle, they have too much at stake. Not Forest. I mean, as an institution, they're just glad to be in this discussion. They might have said, "Oh, we want to make it," but nothing's happening to anybody if they come sixth. It's not like
Yeah,
in Chelsea, they come sixth. The manager might go. Some players, Newcastle, they come sixth. They might not want to keep one or two of their key players. But not for if they come sixth, everybody will get a pat on their back and they'll say try again. They'll buy more players and try again.
Benny, do you agree?
I don't know if I agree. I think there's a different kind of motivation that comes with the fear of failure, and then the desire for like this elusive success. I think I I don't know. I do think that Chelsea has I want to say we have a better whatever, but we have three big matches. Two of them very pivotal, and that's with Newcastle next and with Forest on the last day. And then we have one with Man U, which we can just cruise. It's cruise control there, and we'll be doing that at home. Actually, now I think about it, Man U's form away from home is I usually fear Man U away from home than at home. Like you see, Vucci smiling small, smiling a little
No,
because
I'm not
all
smiling.
the
I'm just laughing.
your facilities are decrepit, and the fact that you have your players there just playing every single time, practicing there, it just demotivates them. Like it removes the ginger from their life. They're
So
playing
at
with
your age,
rats.
you believe players practice in the stadium. If they
I'm not
told you
saying the
that, you
practice.
agree.
I'm saying I say facilities. Facilities. If your stadium is like that, trust me, your training ground is not better.
Bros,
Your training ground cannot be much
we
better.
just built a new 50 million pound refurbishment our already modern training
And,
facility.
and it has not stopped you from conceding goals anyhow, left and right, center. All of it. All of it.
Football clubs concede goals now. They score goals, they concede
No.
goals.
Football club concede goals. You guys collect goals. You collect it like it's a collector's item with baskets. You collect goals. Anyway,
Uh,
moving on from Man U.
how did this guy played today? Chido Obi Martin. Did he play well?
But I can't really give an honest this thing because at that point I had logged off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, after first half, I didn't sleep at home last night. I was at a
Uh,
family member's
there was
house.
one. There was one Niger boy like terrorizing Man U. One boy Coyote, whatever his name is,
Yeah, he was the
terrorizing.
one that created their
Ah,
goals.
hey, I was like, what? What was this? What was this guy doing here? And he's actually, well, obviously has a Nigerian name, but he's actually Italian, born and raised in Italy. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was just funny. Anyway, going back to the race for the top five, I guess, because I think that's what it is now. It's going to be top five, making it to
Yeah,
the
top five.
Champions
Yeah,
League.
Top five for sure.
I do think that, well, obviously Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City, just Man City based on form, I think they're shoo-ins, in my opinion. Man City is not going to drop too many points going forward. And if we're actually looking at the fixtures, they have Southampton, which confirmed 3 points. They have Bournemouth, and then they have Fulham. So even if they get 5 points out of like those, whatever, I think they'll be fine.
yeah.
Now, this is where it's shaky. Newcastle, I think and like you said, I forget who said it. Newcastle, OV, I think they have a lot to lose, yes, and they're still in a good position to do that. And I think it's well, not that I think it's in their hands whether or not they make it to um uh through to the top, whatever. It just
Yeah.
sucks that they have to play Arsenal. Actually, it doesn't suck much because Arsenal don't have anything to play for at this point. They have to play Chelsea, which is going to be a big game, and then they have to play Everton, which again it doesn't really matter. So I think in my opinion, they have one tough game, and the rest I think they can, if they put in a good performance, they can get a good result out of that. So I think they're good. Now Chelsea, this is dicey because we have two against Newcastle and Forest. And actually, let me start with Forest first. Obviously, Forest they look very not likely to go in. Actually, Aston Villa is the least likely to go in, like everybody said. Right?
Mhm.
They have three games with Bournemouth, who are I don't understand the kind of juice they give them those players. They have a game against Tottenham which they can win, and then they're going to United to Old Trafford for their last game, which I think they'll comfortably win. And I'm not even saying that to be just for anything. I think they'll comfortably win that game. But the other two games and the fact that people ahead of them have more points and some of them with slightly better fixtures, I think that they can't really make it in. Now, Forest have the best chance of making it, in my opinion, of the three: Chelsea, Nottingham, and Aston Villa, because they have two games against people that would directly impact their standings. Chelsea and Newcastle, tough games, obviously.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that Forest does better against like better opposition. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Nuno Espirito Santos, that's his like MO. He has a game against Crystal Palace tomorrow, and I'm actually not sure he's going to win that game.
Yeah.
But the game against Chelsea, I feel like he has a better chance of winning that game versus the game against Palace. That's just the way he plays. And I think it's just the idea that the fact that they sit back and just looking pressure
And
and
they
he's going to
counter.
counter.
Yeah.
They
And
counter like
so none of Crystal Palace, Leicester, and West Ham are gonna.
they're not gonna like
Push.
rush you, come out and
Mhm.
play like that. They play it very cagey as well, so you have to be more innovative than anything. So I think he has two chances there with Newcastle and Chelsea to make it. I actually think Forest will make it ahead of Aston Villa, and I know this is blasphemy, possibly ahead of Chelsea,
Mm.
possibly ahead of Chelsea. And I actually have an ulterior motive why I don't want Chelsea to make it. I have a very like basic ulterior motive, and it's about the owners. If we make it through the Champions League, it kind of justifies the way they've gone about it, which I am totally against. I'm totally against like validating their approach to this. I want them to know that you can't come in and reinvent the wheel by using a box in this case and say, okay, this is the new wheel, and say, okay, we are geniuses or whatever. You can't come in and do that. There has to be repercussions for stupid decisions. There has to be, and this will kind of gloss over some of those stupid decisions there. And I don't know. I kind of want there to be like serious pain for serious change to be made. And getting Champions League is going to dull that pain a bit. And I don't want that. That's my ulterior motive. But if Chelsea makes it to Champions League, I'm happy. I'm happy because I don't have to watch football on Thursdays. I don't have to sit along with and be reading Wi-Fi names or playing against like Wi-Fi password names and say, okay, it's the Conference League. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. So either way, I'm fine. But just on a more philosophical level, I'd like there to be serious repercussions to Chelsea, the way the owners have gone about things there. And that's just me being a fan, a true fan.
You don't have to worry. The league is coming for you guys.
no,
It's inevitable the way it's
Is
going.
it is it the same league that came for Man City?
yeah, I don't have much faith in the league, especially for
The
Chelsea.
league is trash, man. You guys have too much faith in that league.
We're still waiting
Nah,
for Man City.
nah,
We're told we're going to have the results by now, and then they can appeal and have all the time. But now we've not.
They
This is
said
about
January. They said
January.
January. Oh. Mm.
Yeah, it
we've
was
not.
supposed to be September this year.
Oh, they
That's the
moved
last one.
September.
They said it was coming out soon, latest by September. So we are still waiting.
Yeah, because it needs to come out before the next season, so they can whatever it is that happened, we need to know. Maybe they want to wait so it doesn't affect the season finish. But I mean, at some point, we need to know. If not,
It
then no point.
doesn't matter if it comes out today because of Man City's right to appeal.
They will lawyer. They will get the
They,
best lawyers from
They'll
everywhere.
lawyer up,
so they
and
can start
for
their
the next 2-3 years, it will be
well.
Yeah, the only good thing that's come out of that thing is that the government has finally decided to put an independent regulator for football, which I kind of support.
Okay.
It's a little bit too late, but it's one of those things that I think is good for football because, like what Ben is complaining about, it's also some kind of complaints that I have where nobody has a clue what the what's it called
Owners.
the owners, yeah, the owners of Chelsea. Sometimes what he's doing is baffling players, just signing
Yeah, but
players on deals. It's baffling fans. I meant to say the owners of Manchester United have basically owned bought Manchester United for 20 years now. They loaned the money or borrowed the money to buy Manchester United and put the loan on the club. And 20 years later, the loan amount is still almost untouched. So for the past 20 years, the club has just been servicing a loan that is sitting over their head. So hopefully, this guy, when he comes in, he will not bow to to the league and goes ahead and remodels a lot of this stuff because it's very, very frustrating to be a fan. Um, I agree with what both of you have said. It actually makes sense when you look at it, especially when both of you analyzed it. We can say that top three are kind of set. It might shift because Newcastle might be able to break it, but I think top three are Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City. They're most likely going to be in there. But even if they don't make the top three, they will be in the top four. Newcastle looks like they have the best chance of busting through, but I don't think Man City loses. I
Yeah,
also don't
yeah.
think Arsenal will lose because the next game is Liverpool.
yeah.
There's a high chance Arsenal will be double motivated. One, motivation to beat Liverpool because they're champions and they feel that they should be champions instead. And two, because they would have lost the UEFA Champions League semi-final, and so they'll be mad and they'll put out all that anger out
No, 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 no,
I
no.
saw that coming from a mile
on
out.
Liverpool.
No, no, no. You're making a mistake.
And then Liverpool is, they're not motivated. So I think I kind of agree. Then what you guys said about Newcastle is quite straight. Yeah. So the option between Nottingham Forest and Chelsea, I think it's a little bit too tight for Nottingham Forest. So I think Nottingham Forest will not make it. Just because of one thing you said. You said, and quoting you, that they play better against stronger teams. Well, they have 4 games left. 3 straight games against bottom half, relegation teams, or and one goodish team. They have one game against Crystal Palace, then they have West Ham, they have Leicester, and they have West Ham. The way these guys play, we don't know they're gonna win those 3 games, and they
Yeah,
need to win all their 4 games to get through.
but Leicester
The
should be.
only way that they still have a hope if they're not winning those 3 games. Sure, they don't have any hope if they don't win those 3 games. Nottingham Forest, they have to win the next 3 games
Yeah,
because
actually, that's
the
what I'm
way they have a hope of getting is that Newcastle most likely might beat Chelsea, or Chelsea might beat Newcastle, or they might draw. That's where they have that hope. If not, if they're not doing their business, they're not getting in because you can't overtake teams if you're not winning.
The problem with
So
Newcastle, I would say that Newcastle have Chelsea and Arsenal.
yes,
Arsenal, the dropping point is now because they're Champions League. Once that is done, either which way, there's nothing else to focus on but the league again. So Newcastle actually has 2 very hard games coming up next, back
yes,
to back.
yes,
So
and
it can get ugly for them quickly.
I said that Newcastle might not win all their games, but Newcastle have 63 points.
Yeah,
Nottingham Forest has 60
with the game in hand.
with a
Yeah.
game in hand. They need to
That
win
game in
that
hand
game in
is
hand.
that game in hand
Uh,
is a deformed hand, though.
Yeah,
That hand is
they need
deformed.
to win that game because, like, if you listen to what Benny said, and it actually makes sense. If you look at their form, their last few games, apart from losing to Brentford, they only beat what's it called? Spurs. They lost to Villa. They lost to Everton. Then they lost to Brentford. The
Yeah, but
Everton one was the worst because they lost at home and it was a late goal.
let's go, very late go.
Yeah.
But
So
but don't forget that all these teams like Crystal Palace, West Ham, they're checking out now. This is the right time to play this kind of. They're checked out. there's no jeopardy for them. They are wherever they are. Most of them are not going to finish any worse than West.
That's fair. That's
Leicester
fair.
is already
Fair points.
I mean,
Yeah,
so
okay.
it's up to Nottingham. I mean, it's in Nottingham Forest's hand. If they
Yes.
play well, they should win all those games because those teams are not playing for anything anymore.
That's right.
The only game which the last game, which will not be decided, will be against Chelsea. But the other three, you should be able to win at least 2 and draw 1 from those three.
If they can draw tomorrow.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure. Crystal Palace or West Ham, which one? Yeah.
Crystal Palace actually have been playing more like they're on holiday.
Yeah.
Since they got that FA Cup.
Yeah, Crystal Palace, they have finals waiting for them, right? FA Cup. So, I mean,
I don't think they won a match since they won that FA Cup.
They don't care.
No.
They don't care.
I take that back. The FA Cup listen was just last weekend.
Yeah.
That's before that game. They had not won a match in a month.
Yeah, because
they won that FA Cup.
But men were focused. We don't care. Let's not go there. Let's just focus on this FA Cup. So I think that bodes well for Nottingham Forest. It bodes well for them a little.
Okay. So they have a chance then. So which means, in summary, the last spot looks like it's between Nottingham Forest and Chelsea.
Yeah, I feel Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, and Newcastle.
You feel your point is true. Newcastle might actually drop out
because Newcastle has 2 hard games coming up.
Yeah, I mean the thing for all of them though is that Newcastle and Chelsea both have dicey games. Chelsea has to play Newcastle, Manchester United, and Nottingham Forest. Newcastle has to play Chelsea, Arsenal, Everton. Then Nottingham Forest, I already mentioned Crystal Palace, Leicester, West Ham, Forest. Ooh.
Winner of the FA Cup makes it to the Europa League, right?
Yes.
Okay, I can see why Crystal Palace won't really do much tomorrow. They will focus their energy on the FA Cup. That's the backdoor into the because Fulham, if you think about it, the teams that pose the most danger right now, in my opinion, Fulham, Brighton, Brentford, Bournemouth, because they're all fighting for
that last
Conference League or whatever. Yeah.
8 spots.
Yeah.
They're fighting for it. So anybody that faces any of those guys,
that's right.
Man, you found out today.
Played Bournemouth.
Arsenal found out yesterday.
Bournemouth is still looking.
But we rested players for the game.
And Newcastle found out today too because they tied Brighton.
Brighton is still looking at that 8th position and still hoping. So it's those, but teams like Crystal Palace, West Ham, those ones they're set. Nothing is changing for them. They're no chance for Europe. They're just set. So that's the guy teams you want to play.
As a matter of fact, the best team to play now is Spurs and Manchester United.
Exactly.
Because they do not care. Their season
they'll rest players and they haven't done anybody.
And they'll play new players.
Rest players.
They don't care anymore. They're not even hiding it. The managers have said we're just going for Europa. And I don't blame them. I mean, you can imagine finishing 15th or 16th, and one of them gets into the Champions League.
Champions League.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, but it's true. One of them is going to be in because they're both most likely going to play the final.
Yeah,
they're both going to play.
And one will make the champ. Wait, so does that mean actually no? It means that
the next 6 English teams are going to be in the Champions League.
Yeah, and
if Chelsea wins Conference League, they'll get an extra spot in the Europa League.
Yeah, but if Aston Villa had won Champions League, there would have been 7 teams next season.
Yeah, because if Aston Villa had won, if Aston Villa had won, and
this season,
that would have been a 7 Champions League spot for them. Champions League spot for the Europa League, 5 from the league.
But wouldn't they have taken the 5th one away?
No, because the 5th one was gotten by coefficient of the top 5 that they added recently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that one is not going anywhere. But
So,
I low-key like the Champions League format now.
It's fun.
It's kind of fun. It kind of is
one
fun.
thing that change though is that do it like NBA.
They're not
playing. No, listen to my point. Wherever you finish on the table in the first group stage, in the knockout stages, your position should determine if you play the home game second or not.
Oh, I get what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's how they do, right? That's how they did it now.
No.
Because we played Madrid at home first. We finished in the top 8, and Madrid did not finish in the top 8.
Yeah.
But we played home first. And same with PSG, they didn't finish in the top 8, and we're playing home first against them too. So
okay, like in the next. But PSG took over this now. They took over Liverpool, whatever.
Liverpool played home.
Liverpool played away first. No, they played away first. And then they came and lost at home too.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So maybe they took Liverpool's home advantage there by winning them.
Yeah, because when they do the draw, what I'm saying is, in NBA now, once you've not the knockout stages, wherever you finish on the table, it doesn't matter if they pair two teams together. The team with the better
record gets the home advantage.
That's what I'm saying. Other than that, I like it the way.
Yeah, the way they do. The way these guys do it is you can steal someone's home advantage. It's simple.
Yes, exactly.
Because it looks like they set it out. They set it out. Yeah. They do the draws and set it out with the hope that the top team goes all the way.
Yeah, if you think about it, the 4 teams in the semifinals: Arsenal, PSG, Inter Milan, Barcelona and PSG. PSG pretty much took Liverpool's spot. So pretty much they finished top 4 in the league and the teams in the semifinals. Yeah, but apart from PSG taking Liverpool's spot. So it's a fine way. I'm just trying to say that it's PSG took Liverpool's spot and then took their first spot for every other game. When
they essentially just they stole it from Liverpool.
Going for I'd love for that. Whenever you read knockout stage, when they pay you, who finish higher on the league table, you get the advantage to play home second leg. That's the only thing I'll say. But other than that, I like the format. It's good. It keeps the teams engaged at least.
Yeah, and to add something to that point, it also shows you the kind of how good those teams are. Apart from PSG, PSG did not finish in the top 8.
Yeah,
they actually almost did not qualify.
Yeah.
They had a bounce back, hell of a bounce back in the second half of their season.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, to qualify, I think they had to also beat Liverpool. I think they were the ones that beat Liverpool first in the Champions League.
No, that was PSV.
That was PSV.
In the group stage, the last match.
In the group stage. Then they beat Arsenal. PSG beat Arsenal, right? No, Arsenal beat PSG.
Arsenal beat them.
Okay. So how did they qualify? Who did they knock out?
They were.
They beat somebody last.
They beat Madrid.
Was it Madrid?
They're not in the top 8. I think they beat Man City in the group stages or so.
Man City. They beat Man City.
Was City? Yes, it was City.
They now made the other, not the top 8, the one after the top 8. So they got into the playoffs. They played somebody there. They played Brest in the playoffs. That they won 10-0 or something like that. Yeah. So they played Brest and they beat them well. Then they now met Liverpool. And then they now beat Liverpool on penalties. And they now met Arsenal. So
they met Aston Villa after that.
Oh yeah, sorry. Liverpool, Aston Villa. Then now,
they've just been on an English scalp taking.
Yeah,
they have.
They're beating 4. They beat 4 now. They beat Man City.
Yeah.
And it wasn't knockout. Yeah, I know.
That
game almost knocked Man City out.
Yeah, that game almost.
Yeah.
Last game to qualify. Man City were so low. That's why they now met Madrid in the playoff. Because they were so low, they barely qualified. They had to win the last game to qualify.
Yeah, that's right.
So they now met Madrid, and then Madrid now beat them. Moved on. But yeah, it's a good format. Like I said,
I like it. The fact that we had a table and Madrid, PSG, what's it called? Man City were not in the top 8. These were teams that on a normal day they would have been on the normal group stage, they would have been seeded, put aside, given weak groups, they would have blown through this.
Exactly.
Second round easily.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then this time around,
it's a good, It's like, all right, earn your keep now. Earn your spot.
Earn your keep. There's a lot of jeopardy in the first round. And next year, people are going to have take it more serious. The only
Yeah.
fear I see about this is that teams now are beginning, maybe will realize that you need super squads, real squad depth
Yeah, but
to
yeah,
be able to operate, because some teams will do limited squad depth going first half of the season. We don't need so many players. When we need a lot of players now, you need to go into the Champions League and play from day one
from the day
because you
one.
want to qualify. You don't want to go into that jeopardy. So yeah, it was a good format by FIFA, by UEFA. It was nice. So does anybody have kudos for the week? Donkeys for this week?
kudos. I'll just say Liverpool. They won the league. There are not too many things going on right now. Most leagues are the winners are already known. There are a few Jeopardy matches here and there, but nothing too fancy. Um, I saw that RB Leipzig kept Bayern Munich out for one more week at least. The very late goal, delaying
Mm.
celebrating the title.
Leverkusen lost today, so yeah,
Oh, they lost.
it's
Okay,
over. Yeah,
so that's over.
No, it's over.
It's over if they
it's
lost.
over. Yeah.
But yesterday,
Yes.
though, that's what they were saying that they kept them in.
Oh wait, so sorry, they drew.
They drew.
But it's still, I think it's still over though. I think it's still over
Yeah,
because
because they
they
had to
played
win to keep it
34
going.
games, right?
They
Yeah, they
They
probably,
had
played
to.
34 games there, yeah, and
Yeah,
it's eight. Yeah, it's over. It's still over.
they
yeah.
probably won. PSG has won their own league. Italy looks like Napoli will probably win unless they lose one game. Uh,
That's the
so
funny one because
yeah,
Inter were top for a long time, and then
it's champion.
they had a terrible
Yeah, the
at the
champion.
end. It's just a terrible
Yeah,
fixture list.
and they started dropping points left, right, and center.
Yeah.
So yeah, but there's not much going on. So I'll say kudos to Liverpool. Good gap, 15-point gap. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. For Donkey, I don't like Donkey. I'm just like the one thing I would say. I'm an Arsenal fan,
Hmm.
but I feel like there's some Arsenal fans who are always hitting their chest and saying, "Oh, Arsenal need to get standards. You need to win this. You need to win that." They don't have the metal for win. I'm like, you as a fan, do you have the metal to be a champion? How can you, after 1-0, just all of a sudden throw in your towel and just calm down? It's only halftime. Win or lose, it's only halftime. Just
Yes,
relax.
right.
Play the
Hmm.
game. Let's see what happens. If they lose, okay, then you can ask them. But even before the match has finished, the rest started whining, and I'm like, guys, calm down. It's just halftime. It doesn't mean anything. Just relax, and then
Hmm.
let's see how it goes. After, if we lose, then you can go back and say, okay, guys. But what happens now if you whine, and then we go and win 2-0? What happens? So just relax. Let's see how let it end. Then we'll know, okay, we can now address the matter at hand. But until then, support the team. This is it. This is our third time in our history in semi-finals. Number 3, third time. We don't come here often. Support the team. That's all you can do right now.
And second time under this coach, right?
No, the first time. This is the first time that's
First
coach.
time, yeah.
First time under him.
We went
Last year was
One
for the
T-Fan,
final.
Yeah, we
one
went to
T-Fan.
one beat us and one we got to the final. So we've only
Yeah.
been to semi-finals twice before. This is the third time we're in semi-finals. So you gotta enjoy it. This just take it as it is. It's not once you play semi-final Champions League, this is the highest level of football almost in the whole world. It's no longer
But
small,
Ovi, you have to understand why these guys are saying this, right?
but
Because
it's
sometimes it's the same thing that I had, the same problem I had with Ole that time was that, yeah, you can make the explanation that this is the first time in 20 years or whatever years getting here. You don't normally do it. It shows the club is doing well. But when you get here, do your best to win it.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's
Like,
not over yet. It's
I'm
not
not
like
saying it's over. I'm just saying
it's,
that you have to understand
uh,
why guys will be hot if they don't win,
it's not
because
like if it was
it
like
takes such a long time. How are you sure you get here next year or
yeah,
the
but
next 5 years?
if it was like Man U Atletico where the first leg ended 3-0, I can understand. It's 1-0.
Yeah, it's 1-0.
It's
Yeah.
not, I mean, people have come back from that time and time again. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Relax.
you have a good chance of winning that game.
Yeah,
That's
so
fair.
if we are lost 3-0, I was okay. You can start whining. I can understand that. But it's 1-0. Calm down. You still have 90 minutes of football at least. Ha!
But you know that this kind of win, a loss, is what makes it the next one harder. Because when you now lose 1-0 again,
I know.
after having hope in your heart that you could come back and win 2-0 or 2-1 or something, and then now
Yeah.
beat you, It now hurts because some people will spend their money and go to Paris to collect BT.
Yeah, but
That they should have just stayed in London and then chill.
that's why I said some of these fans, do they have the mettle to be champions? Man City in their pump won one Champions League. One. They were dominating English League for almost a decade and won one Champions League. So when you're playing with the best teams in the world, you're not gonna win every year. It's just facts. So part of having the mettle to be a champion is understanding that some of these games you're playing against the best teams in the world.
Now
You might win some, you might lose some. Calm down.
Now Madrid juju. I'm telling you. Now Madrid.
You know what? So a lot of people will say, like from an objective perspective, I think that's a very, very measured way of looking at things and a very like pragmatic way. From my perspective, you're just coping.
Yeah.
Yeah, coping. Cope harder, bro. Cope harder.
Wednesday is not far.
Your mates are winning. Your mates are winning 2 Champions League in the span of the same time. You're talking about, we've gotten the other 3 times. We saw it 3 times. That third time we're getting to the semi-final. Let's be in.
No.
No, wait. You're mentioning your mates are winning 2 Champions League because you want to.
No.
Are we not mates?
3,
I can't be more mates. Sorry, your seniors are winning 2. Because they only win one. Said.
I'm not saying be happy in semi-finals. I'm saying for the club, this is a big deal. Support the team the best you can. You cannot say I'm a fan and then you're just giving up after one goal.
Ovi, I'm going to give my kudos and donkeys, but I'll tell you this before I go, right? There is something called lost moments. It happens a lot in football. Many times it's when you've passed it that you realize it.
Mm.
Your club has actually been getting better for the past 2-3 years. They've shown that they're almost there. The problem your club has is that it seems like the ownership or the admins is the ambition does not match a club that is going where Arsenal is going. With all due respect, right? Liverpool had excuses. That's why them winning the league is good for them, because if they didn't win it, they would have chewed their owners too.
Yeah.
You guys did not. You've known that you needed a striker for the past 2 years. Then you now sold this backup striker you had in Nketiah, and then kept a hospital patient as your main striker. Then brought someone who's not clinical and who's not really a striker, who was more of an attacking midfielder and a second striker, and made him your main striker. Unfortunately, he's injured now. And then now you're playing with a central midfielder as a striker.
Yeah, but
if this season ends the way it ends for Arsenal, we anticipate it will end, because we don't know how it's going to end with the Champions League. But if it ends without Arsenal beating PSG and making the Champions League final, there will be a lot of I coulda, woulda, shoulda in Arsenal season.
Right.
And this is none other than the ownership's fault. And so I get why Arsenal fans are frustrated, because you could have been winning this league. You could have been doing well in the Champions League.
I agree, but right now it's time to focus on one match, all or nothing. Let's focus on that. After the match, you can do what you want to do. Focus on this match first. Let the energy be positive. Focus on this match. After that match, whatever you want to do, that's fine. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. My kudos for this week goes to Bruno Fernandes. Always hated, always maligned. They never speak of him respectfully. Always all these fake news, fake stats, fake whatever, as Trump will call them, come out and bash this guy. But he keeps doing it. He keeps doing it to the point that Roy Keane called this guy, said this guy has no leadership. Now we say, Roy Keane, say something again. Because since you said that he's up the gear, say something again so this guy will shove more goals into your mouth. But, like, we played the team with the best defense in La Liga. They haven't considered this at home. They haven't done this, and we wiped them off. And all they were left with was tears. And so,
but Oh, hey. But that was because of red card, right? I found that I got that correct. That was because of red card.
Is it my fault? Somebody was going to score and he pulled him back. Whose fault?
But
He
is
says
that
it's my fault.
like I thought they were not
Coach
doing
will
that.
give you.
No, but it's the goalkeeper they don't do that for. They don't do double jeopardy for goalkeeper, but for defenders they do. But if he didn't pull that guy, that was 2-0. And they would have had to push. I would have given them the third one. It would have been the same scenario because that red card was just idiocy. The guy was going to tap it in. Just let him tap it in. But it's okay. We're happy. We're we're
I
very
blame
proud.
Leon for all of this nonsense. Leon, that's what I blame.
No. That is why Harry Maguire, what's his name now? Maguarino. His statue is waiting in front of Old
I
Trafford right
blame
now.
Leon for all this nonsense.
And of course, my donkey is Athletic Bilbao, for telling us they had the best, putting unnecessary fear in our minds. That's why I was yapping stats people, because it was all these stats people that tell us that Bruno is not a ball holder, he's not a this, he gives away ball. Say, Bruno, if Bruno is playing in any football team in this world, that football team is automatically better. That's all I'll say. Benny, you got any kudos or donkeys?
Yeah, I'm fighting the urge to just shit on Man U right now, so I won't. Um, I'll start with my my donkey, which is hilarious. I'm gonna give it to. I know they finally won the league today because Leverkusen faltered. I give my donkey to Bayern Munich for making Harry Kane come all the way from the top to come down to come and celebrate the trophy, only to concede in the final minutes and postpone it. Man, I felt bad because Harry Kane is my boy. That boy is allergic to winning apparently, and Tottenham, the spirit of Tottenham, almost caught up with him there. Like it had to
They've
just show
broken
it.
the yoke for him.
They
today.
finally broke, but wait, you say he doesn't win cups. He won the thing is a shield.
He won't play tray.
I play tray. That's what he won.
You know that kind of tray some people used to serve rice, community rice.
Or the one you put beans to go and dry it outside so the
exactly
will come out.
That's what he won.
That's what he won.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, that was just I felt bad for the guy because the guy was up there celebrating at 3-2. Okay, he came downstairs. All right, let's enter and celebrate and rush the field, only to concede in the very last minute. Donkeys, all of them, all the Bayern from the coach to the final player, donkeys. Kudos for the week. This one is kind of more. I want to get to. It was that entire game. I wanted to give it to either Dumfries. It was going to be between Dumfries for the fantastic game he had versus somebody that's like not really, people didn't really see much because his impact was not really flashy or anything like that in that game. And that's for me the Inter Milan midfielder, the maestro in the middle, Barella. My goodness. It's something about like when I watch games, I look at midfielders because those are the ones that like they get overshadowed sometimes, especially the ones that are hardworking. The flashy guys will get all the plaudits and all the recognition, but without those key guys in the middle, you get nothing. Barella was outstanding in that midfield. That guy was heart of a champion, out there tackling, dribbling forward, shouting, yelling, and it just made me happy to see that because obviously he and this Newcastle guy are like the future, or I guess they're the present
Tonali.
or the Tonali, like present of like the Italian midfield, whatever. But I always thought Barella was like a lot like better, and seeing that on Wednesday was just proof like, okay, yes, this guy is actually a cut above midfielders of his generation. So that was really nice to see. And that's my kudos. I know it's very specific. It's not really because a lot of things happen, people winning leagues and everything here and there. Even Chelsea, we won, but we were expected to win. The Wi-Fi password.
You want something guiding?
Guy.
Via guiding.
Gadin. It sounds like the name of a foreign gene somewhere. Like I don't understand. But it was expected to win that, so no kudos for anybody there. But Barella, just watching that, it was really lovely to see, and I can't wait to see what that return leg is.
I hope they serve us the same thing they served us last week.
It's going to be at the San Siro with the fans. I'm hoping the fans come out in full force, like fully Inter Milan fans, hoping to come out in full force. And unfortunately, Well, Martinez is going to come back. Kunde is not going to be playing. I think he got injured last game. So whatever that the Garcia guy that played right for them.
Very good.
And I feel this time around, DeMarco won't want to have a repeat of what happened the first game, where he was pretty much used for social media engagements with this guy just turning him inside out like Amala. I feel he's going to come out there and the first couple of minutes hit this boy, like jam him one time to let him know he's there.
That would be an error.
One time.
Oh, yellow
You
card.
think it's an error, but it's worked. I've seen it work one other game. Spain versus Netherlands. Was it Netherlands or Germany? They had to take Yamala after the first half, like, you're not effective. Once they hit him that first time, boom, the guy was afraid to touch the ball again.
It can backfire.
You can backfire, yeah.
I know it can. I'm saying not obvious like stamping now, but like just a body check, a serious body check.
In the first 2-3 minutes, Alaba came straight on Saka. Yellow card. He couldn't play anything after that.
But Alaba's tackle was like foot. I'm talking like just a body check.
Just tell him you're here.
Just tell me you are here. Like, okay, there's more. There's more left.
I'm a man.
Like, I'm a man. You're still a child. You're still a child. You still have braces on. My boy has braces on. You're still a child. Jam him one time. Go. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good game though. It just sucks. I won't be able to catch the Arsenal game live because of I have some appointments going on. But yeah, I'll record it for sure.
That game, the Arsenal game, what I'll say about the Arsenal game is whoever gets the first goal, if Arsenal concedes, okay, no, two things. Whoever gets the first goal, but depends on if Dembele is playing or not. If Dembele is playing, forget it.
I don't think he's playing.
Okay, I mean, then you have a chance.
Obi, I don't know. No, me, I don't think he's playing. You are hoping he doesn't play. There's a difference between two of us.
Yeah, but me, you have a muscle injury. You're not back in 1 week now.
Yeah,
a couple of weeks.
Because
I mean
that guy, if you like bring party to the rice, no problem. The guy would just go into that midfield hole and just
and he's center forward. My guy was center forward. At least he played center forward like all of 1 minute.
Yeah.
He was just dropping it in the mid, collecting that ball, and those center backs couldn't follow him because obviously, like,
they couldn't follow him. Then the midfielders were confused because they still had other players to mark.
They were like, okay, they're overloaded because, man, I know that guy played a game and a half, man.
It's now that I see why so many clubs wanted to buy him all those years.
Yeah,
despite his injury history, but
his injury history wasn't serious now. Then after he got married, he got less injured. Like after marriage, honestly, I think he had like some really bad habits, like personal habits, playing FIFA until the end of whatever. But after marriage, the guy settled down and he has a home in Paris now, being their leader. Like words I never thought I'd ever say. Dembele is like the leader of that attack there.
He's the main guy.
The main guy there. Like, no, that's impressive. That's impressive.
And then the most impressive thing about PSG is their bench. Because Gonzalo Ramos cannot even get in.
If they start Ramos, I don't think they win this game. If they start,
I'm just saying, but that kind of guy on the bench.
I know.
You have Bacola on the bench.
We have Bacola. You have
Lee Kangin or whatever his name is, and you have Zai Emery on the bench too.
Yeah, they have a ton of players on the bench.
Their wings. I think they win this. I think they're the favorites to win this because of their wings. The wings because
it's gonna be tough.
Again, their right back and left back are crazy demons. Like no. Defensively, and I think most of the teams right now, their star wingers are coming in from like the right side, which they would meet, the left back of PSG. Like for instance, Yamal. I think Mendes right now, that's his name, right? Nuno Mendes.
Mendes, yes.
Probably the best left back in the world right now, in my opinion. Defensively, what he did against Salah is something like I'm like, okay, this is insane. This is like it's pocketing Salah both legs. Where Salah that had this crazy good year, whatever, was inexistent both games. Nuno Mendes is something else, man. Anybody know the sweats? I don't understand. He doesn't sweat. Like he sweats in just here. Every hair is dry. I don't understand. Maybe he's an alien. Or the guy he plays really, really, really good ball.
Not the Jesse. But he's good. And then on the other side is Hakimi.
That one bombing forward anyhow. Nah.
So, this is what you call football heaven. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
and we hope to see some of you in the final. We hope not to see some of you. That's all I'll say. May the best man win.
May the best
All
man
right.
win, though.
Gentlemen, viewers, gentlemen, thank you for coming. Thank you for being our guests. But it's time to leave. We've had a good show. I wish you all the best of the rest of your week and the season. If I don't like your club, you're not winning anything. There's nothing good in that wish. But if I like your club, you're doing well. That's my prayer. But in life in general, I hope everyone has a good week and everyone is good. I'll see you guys next week. Be blessed, guys. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, have a good week.
You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is sure say the thing will reach your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. You're watching Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy. It is sure say the thing will meet your football need. Your football need. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. Your eyes go see.